with Carlos and try to get his car running good. So it's a sweet track rental day. There's like nobody here, which is gonna be great if we want to get pass after pass after pass. So yeah, we're gonna try to get his thing sorted out. Went well in the dyno. We tried to pick up a little bit of power, didn't really pick up any, but we found out what our limit is for timing. So we know, you know, we can go up to that, and beyond that, it's gonna be hurting something. So we're gonna stay pretty conservative and just get him used to it, basically. That's gonna be the biggest thing, is getting him comfortable with the car, driving it, shifting it. The transmission's a dog box, so he's gonna be able to slam the living shit out of the gears. And that's what he's gonna need to get every bit, the last little bit of time. It's a little bit down on power on what the goal is going to be. So we're gonna try to get time elsewhere. Just sort it out, see what we can do. That way, from here on out, he can go to the track whenever he wants. He'll have the range of, you know, RPM to launch at and get a feel for how to let it leave soft. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so we made a little settings change. We just raised his RPM for launch up a decent amount. So his job is just to do the same thing every time. He needs to start figuring out how to preload it and give, if we need it, give the clutch a little bit of slip on the way out. So I'm hoping on this one he actually gets some wheel speed because we set the launch control pretty high and we have the tires pretty high as well. If not, we'll take a look at the log and see what's going on, whether he's, you know, not staying full throttle or, you know, just letting go of the clutch real quick. We got a little bit of figuring out to do. So we didn't really give him a whole lot of instruction on this one. We just told him, do a pass. It'll give us an idea of where we're at, and then we'll make changes from there. He needs to slip it a little bit on this first one.
Okay, I guarantee you, he says he's not gonna go up the light, but I guarantee you, as the yellows goes, he's gonna launch it.
Yeah.
Because look at the car next to him, it's an Audi. So he's in there like, I wanna beat this Audi.
So we need to tell him,
what he does.
Now on the next run, if he seems like a little bit too anxious, tell him don't get on launch control until you see green. That way he can't race anybody.
That's what I already told, yeah. I bet first pass he's gonna try and race the dude next to him, I guarantee it.
We don't have any spare axles, right?
No.
Track is really sticky.
Let's hope he slips it.
It's great shifting, yeah. Did very good.
No, it's in my instinct.
One thing at a time.
Too much Forza.
Well, that's why we're making you wait to green.
I know,
Okay.
I fucking watched you last pass. I saw you look over, I was like, he's gonna fucking race it.
Ah, fuck, dude.
Sure
I saw
enough.
slicks on that Audi. I was like, dude, I'm racing this
Literally,
shit.
I saw him. He looked over.
All right, so on Carlos' car, it died up at the top of the track because all of a sudden it wanted a lot more fuel at idle. I don't actually know why that changed, but when we put it on the dyno the other day, I had to pull a bunch of fuel out to keep it idling well. Now all of a sudden it wants that change to be reversed, so we gave it what it wanted. Hopefully it stays on this time so we can get a log of him on his way back. Still drives a little bit rough on the way back, so we want to try to fix that. As far as the pass goes, we launched him at a decent RPM, but he didn't slip the clutch quite enough, and so it dead hooked after a little bit of wheel spin, and it went all the way down to like 4,500. So we gave it a little bit more RPM, but we told him he's got to slip it more than he did. So hopefully he does that. He's got a lot of things in his head, and he keeps trying to race people. racing. Gonna get the gap.
Shifted.
The shifts are good.
He's got to figure out how to slip the fucking clutch.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's like the launch control. He was like messing with it because it blew through it. And that temp isn't like dangerous or anything, but if we can keep it low, because we don't know if all of a sudden it's gonna like shoot to the moon.
Yeah.
So you're fine.
It was like 210.
Yeah.
And after I got the ticket.
Yeah.
And then it went to 212 too. So I just
Okay.
stopped.
Yeah. No, it's good that you did. I mean, it's a closed front end. You get no air into the radiator, so driving doesn't help you at all.
I tried to slip the clutch, but did I bog it?
I don't know what happened, honestly. Yeah. Oh, it bogged bad.
Yeah.
It fell in its face. It probably went down to like 3,000 RPM.
Yeah, it was really bad. I was like, well, I don't know what I did wrong though.
It sounded like you got off the button, and then that wigged you out or something, and then you let the clutch out the rest of the way. I don't know. That's all right. Like I said, the majority of this testing is with you.
Yeah.
So we'll be good. As long as the car did good and everything. I mean, it's still mile an hour, the same thing. We didn't change anything, so that's expected. It's not getting slower.
I did the full throttle shifts.
Yeah. Oh, you did all of them?
Yeah.
They, that one too sounded good.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's all in the launch with these things. You have a pretty tall first gear, so we really got to keep that RPM up. Otherwise, it dies. There's no power down there.
Yeah.
So we'll get it.
All right. So meet you guys back over there.
All right. Yeah. Screw you. We're leaving you. Yeah, it should sound
dude,
great.
Yeah, I did full throttle shifts. It's actually pretty easy.
Right?
Yeah,
Dude, that gearbox doesn't deny you at all.
It's like smooth.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels pretty good.
Suck it into gear, yeah.
Yeah. Except like.
He's scared of it. I think it's scaring him because it's so loud and it's so high up.
Let's test it.
Because he's coming up, he's hitting it,
Yeah.
and then he gets scared and he comes back down, and he's not all the way floored.
He wasn't
Not
floored.
all the way forward,
That's
so
why it
the launch
sounded
control's
weird.
not going to work.
Yeah. I think you're right. Because that's why I didn't log last time. Because he wasn't full throttle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I think that RPM is so loud and it's so high up. He's
like,
scared
something's
of it.
wrong.
Oh yeah, he's scared of it.
Well, let's
'Cause I
test
think
it in the pits.
I think he's sitting there.
Oh, that's a trailer. I gotta get out of this way. That was irresponsible driving.
You guys are terrible influences.
I was going straight into that trailer if I kept going
Hey,
more.
you gotta win somehow.
No, it's good. So what we're gonna do, like on this one, I'll look at the log and everything, make sure everything's good. I think it is. We'll test launch control up here.
Okay.
Because I need you to be comfortable with the sound that it's gonna make.
Okay.
It's up there.
Really?
7700 is fucking up there. It's gonna sound like a
I had
lot.
the button up there, and I thought I had full throttle on.
Well, let's test that because there might be something wrong and we got to figure it out. So maybe you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and I need to change something.
If
If there's something wrong, we'll fix it. But
Yeah.
to me, it just sounded like you got it on the launch control, but you weren't on it full throttle. And it
Yeah.
sounded weird because
Yeah,
you
it
didn't
did.
have all the power pushing it on the limiter. And so it just kind of like hung out there. And then you let out of it. And then you got back in it and then you went. Yeah, it was some weird
Is
shit.
it when I launch? When I launch is.
But right before you launch, like the RPM comes down and then you go back in. I don't know. There's some weirdness. So we'll take a look at it. I wanted to look at it in the log last time, but I think it's supporting what we're thinking because it didn't start logging in launch control.
So probably.
So I don't think it was full
I
throttle.
don't think it was probably logged in again, huh?
I don't know.
It
We'll see.
wasn't?
Probably not. Hopefully you got full throttle enough to start the log,
Yeah.
and then we can look at it from there. But yeah, see.
Got me to keep it on? Pull down?
I just want it to run at 10. It'd be cool.
I don't think it has enough power for that. I'm just trying to get it to run as best it can.
Yeah, just I'm not like shooting like the 10s or anything. I just want it. You know, eventually,
you are wasting a lot of time on the launch, so I mean, we'll get some.
I just feel weird because I felt like in Pueblo I was launching. It was freaking.
Yeah, you launched good.
It was good.
Yeah.
But also I was on a smaller tire, smaller wheel.
Yeah, and an older tire. You got a lot of mechanical grip right now.
Yeah.
All right, so same thing as last time. Didn't make any changes. He just needs to make sure he actually gets on launch control, full throttle, and slip the clutch out a little bit on the way out. So he's gonna give it another whirl right now. Shifts are so good. I'm so happy with that. He did get on the launch control like he was supposed to, but it's still just not quite enough slip.
Yeah.
So
it's got too much traction to be able to just dump it how he was on the other tire.
We could put a little bit more air in the tire, I guess. Try to give him a little bit more. I almost don't want to put wheel speed on it because last time it got wheel speed, it hopped. So I'd rather him slip it. Well, he'll get used to it. Shit, I'll give him another 200 RPM, I guess, and hopefully he learns to slip it.
Slip it just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, good on the launch control.
Yeah, I fired though.
Huh?
I didn't slip it.
Yeah, no, that's what I figured. It tried, it almost got enough wheel speed to carry it out. I said it almost got enough wheel speed to carry it out, but it didn't, so we just need that little bit of slip to keep the RPM up. All right, so Carlos is gonna try another one, all the same settings. He's just trying to get him to slip the clutch a little bit more. Yeah, he's just got to get that muscle memory to make it work. We might try something a little different if it doesn't go on this one. We really need him to be able to keep that RPM up on the way out, so we might have to shock it and get some wheel speed in there. He said he's got aftermarket axles, so we should be able to hit it pretty hard. We'll see. Messed up with the launch control, so he's gonna give it another go. Exact same settings again. Broke the beams before he went.
Yeah, that takeoff was awesome. 1, 2, 3!
I'm already bored.
He jumped.
I guess technically I jumped. I was flooring it the whole time. Yeah. All right, so same sort of thing. It's really just working on him. Car's doing okay. We tried giving it a little bit more tire pressure. It's a really long first gear. You guys can go ahead. I'm just gonna walk. So yeah, I mean, everything's going good with the car. It's doing the mile an hour that we were expecting it to do. We have a little bit of timing that we could put in it to where we could get a bit more mile an hour, but to me, it really just wasn't worth straining the motor until he gets the short track part down, and he's really struggling with it. So it's just gonna take a lot more practice, but they switched it up to roll racing now. So they said they're gonna do that for about an hour. I don't know if we're gonna get any more digs, but Carlos is already in line, so he said, screw it, I'll just give it a try. So we'll see how bad that goes. Did he 1-2-1? Oh no.
smoking, he's good.
He got back in it.
Dive all hard? Yeah, he money shifted it.
Oh no.
I forgot.
Damn it, that's gonna be in his head. I didn't want to say anything about it because I didn't want him to even think of it.
About what?
1-2-1-ing. Because it goes in gear, it goes into the wrong gear just as easy as it goes into the right one.
You'd think it'd have the fucking back shaft or the back lock.
Oh, of the RPM, I
Yeah,
know.
how high did it go?
I don't
Let's
know.
check it out.
Well, you went to the top of first, then you went to the top of second, and then you went back to first.
Yeah.
So pretty high.
Yeah. Well, at least I can say I tried it.
Yeah. I mean, we can make it work if you want.
Nah, I mean, when am I gonna road race this thing, you know?
Destroy somebody.
11, oh, 12. 12,000? Dang.
Yeah. Not too bad, you caught it good.
Yeah. I don't know, I just clutched it because I felt the car bog, you know?
Yeah. I love how you just got right back into it.
Yeah, whatever. I was trying to catch him still. I was like, I wonder if I can catch him. The thing is, here's the thing. I heard him earlier talking in the staging lanes.
Yeah.
That like one of his best passes was like a 10-8 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, maybe I can catch this guy.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah, you would have stayed out on him for sure.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
Hey, Wyatt.
There we go.
How are you?
You got the touch.
I had a piece of gum. Yeah, I'm good.
Floor it! Banging them gears.
Huh?
Banging them gears.
Yeah.
Just on 1-2-1.
Yeah.
Too soon?
Yeah, too soon.
Goddamn, boy, there's my 8-second pass. Fucking 880 at 137. Never get fifth gear, man. Fuck.
Alright, so on the last one, he was letting out the clutch a little bit too much for some reason. And so he actually pulled into the beams. So same thing again. We'll see if he, I think this time he's not even going to try to preload. He's just, when he's ready to go, he's going to start slipping the clutch a little bit. We'll see if that does any better. We'll work on him, you know, being able to leave on time and preloading it so that he's able to leave really quickly later once he gets a good leave. So far we haven't had a single good leave yet. See how it goes. This is gonna suck for my ears. So I didn't shoot the last pass that he did because, I don't know, superstitious, and I thought maybe, you know, because we were doing video, you know, he'd do better if I didn't shoot the pass. But that one went even worse. He 1-2-1'd it again. I don't know how, but this engine is, I mean, it's a hell of a motor because it survived 2 1-2-1s today. So he's got a bit to work out with driving and everything, but that just comes with practice. He got a lot of passes today, learned a lot of stuff, got comfortable with a couple of things, but there's some stuff that he needs to work on. So next time out, that's what it's gonna be. We made a couple of changes in the morning with the tune, and the rest of the day, pretty much after about noon, was just him practicing, just trying to get it to leave nicely, remembering to be on the launch control right. So we're gonna we'll have him wire up a speed sensor into the ECU, because right now its launch control is on a button because it doesn't have a speed sensor input. So we'll get him to put one of those in there so that we can just set launch control to be disabled based on mile an hour. That way it's one less thing he's got to worry about. Right now he's worrying about preloading, slipping the clutch on the way out, letting go of the brake and the launch control button at the same time. So it is, for somebody who's not used to, you know, driving a car like this, or driving a race car period, it's a lot to do. So I think he did really, really good. I mean, I think maybe he got a little bit discouraged, especially with the 121s, but you can't really ask for anything more. I mean, it drove back on the trailer. Mile an hour was what we were expecting every single time, considering it leaving so softly. So I think the trap will go up a little bit once he, you know, gets it to leave out nicely, and yeah, it should do a decent time. I don't think he has enough power, and he's not light enough to get a 10 out of it at this altitude, but we'll try to see if we can take a little bit of weight out. As long as he's on just a regular E85 or an E98, I don't think we're going to be able to make the power that's required to do it, but I still think we can have a very consistent bottom 11s, but he's just got to get some more seat time, so it'll come. And yeah, we're going to the track tomorrow, so there will be another video after this, but for now, as usual, just like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for when we go live. Every now and then we're still going live, so hit that bell, it'll give you a notification. We've been doing premieres on all of these videos, so also look out for that. Just hang out in the chat for a little bit before it comes on. You know, ask any questions you got, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.